Well, that was a little treat, wasn't it, letting us in there? Hi guys, Dan Hendrickson here at Torquay Golf Club. Hashtag Ask Dan. I thought I'd do a little compare for you today. I've got the new Ping Blueprint blade iron, beautiful looking iron. This is in the 7 iron, Dynamic Gold S300 shaft. And I thought I'd put it up against the Ping i500 iron, again 7 iron, Dynamic Gold S300 shaft. So this should be a really good sort of comparison between the two. Just remember, Ping Blueprint has got 34 degrees of loft, so more traditional kind of lofts, whereas the i500 has got 30.5 degrees of loft, and it comes in a sort of power bat option as well, so a slightly lower lofted iron version in this. Let's hit some balls, let's get some numbers, and let's report the numbers in two and see how they sort of compare. Right, we're going to start off with the Blueprint 7 iron. Remember, 34 degrees in loft, so pretty traditional. I absolutely love the look of this iron. I can definitely play this club. Little weight port in here. Now, I've been trying to get in there, and they're not letting me in, which is upsetting because I do like to investigate what goes on inside these heads. But you've got a little bit of weight in here, so put some weight in the toe and a little bit of weight in the heel just to try and balance up that club head. Would you have took the weight out? No, I've tried. I've over-engineered in the past. These clubs did disappoint me a little bit, Lester.
Why is that, Dan?
Well, you know, when I pick up a blade, I want buttery, I want soft feel. Just felt like these were a little bit firmer than what I kind of really wanted. I think it's the best looking iron on the market at the moment. There's nothing better from a shelf point of view. When you look at this club, it just looks absolutely stunning. I love the hydro pearl finish on it. Again, talked about that in the past, but the idea of that is to try and drag the water off the face of the club so you don't get too many flyer shots. So again, you put water on the face, it will reduce the spin a little bit for you. So I just love the finish of it. Squat blade, lovely top line, and little to no offset. But when it comes down to the feel, I just wanted buttery. And I'm just not sure it's given me that. It's more sort of firmer off the face, and I just wanted it maybe a little bit softer off the face. So we're going to move on to the i500 now. Very similar, aren't they? Like you look at that, and there's a lot of similarities here with these two clubs. i500 is a forged face that they've got here. Remember that whereas the Blueprint is a solid construction, this one is actually got a bit of a face plate here, and it's a hollow construction. Let's see if we can get in there. They've let me in.
They haven't.
They have let me in.
Oh no!
What have they got in here? Let me get in there. Here we go. Right, I'm in.
You doing that? What's he got? What's he got? Anything in there?
It's just a little bit of, I would say, a little bit of grease or something in there. But there's definitely, I mean, look how far that kind of goes in. So it's definitely hollow. And this plug is looks like a 3 gram plug. So it's got 3 written on there. So that must be a 3 gram plug. So that's a little weight port that's gone in there. Again, you're going to have weight either side just to sort of give you sort of more stability in the head. Again, I love that sort of hydro pearl finish that they've got on this particular model again. Really liking what Ping offer there. Different sound. I'm not sure you're hearing that, Lester, but for me that's a different sound. It's not quite as, well, it's more tinny. That's not a bad tinny, that's quite a nice sound, to be honest, from you, or from it. Sound different from over there, Lester?
Yeah, definitely different sound.
Yeah. I've got to say, like, for a kind of, I would argue that this is a game improvement iron because of the stronger lofts, the hollow construction. All of these things are trying to help you launch that ball higher. because obviously the stronger lofts are sort of compensating that higher launch. But as a look, you know, it looks very, very similar to the Blueprint. It's maybe looks a little bit bigger when I look down at it from here, so the actual sort of blade length looks a little bit bigger. The top line is still nice and thin, but certainly a little bit thicker than what the Blueprint is offering. But visually, they look very, very similar. Like that. Right, let's get some numbers. Again, remember, both saying 7 irons, but don't get confused. This one here is 30.5 degrees aloft, and the Blueprint is 34. Let's have a little look. Ping Blueprint at the top here compared to the Ping i500 down the bottom. If we look at ball speed to kick us off, 115 ball speed with the Blueprint compared to 120 with the i500. Kind of what I would expect to see. If we look at launches, launching the same, so 17.6 compared to 17.5, but this is always going to be the difference, is 6.8 spin with the Blueprint compared to 6.4 spin with, or 6.475 with the i500. Actually, I think the i500 is performing very well considering the lofts that we've got on it. And if we look at the lofts, remember there's 3.5 degrees difference between these two clubs. And you've got 26.4 degrees of loft that's delivered with the Blueprint compared to 23.1 degrees of loft that's being delivered with the i500. So pretty much spot on to where you would expect them to be. If we look at peak height, so the blade, so the Blueprint blade just coming out a little bit lower in its flight compared to what the i500 is doing, so 33 yards compared to 30. And then the big difference here is 159 carry with the Blueprint compared to 169 carry with the i500. So some very, very good numbers. Absolutely kind of what I would expect to see, even though I think the i500 was actually performing very, very well when it came to the spin numbers of what I was getting from it, being a slightly sort of power unit club, going 10 yards further, but still managing to get up to nearly my 6,500 revs with that particular one. I'm very impressed with what it offers. Do you know how I would work these, Lester?
I'm going to say combo.
Got to. I absolutely love the look of this club. I think it's as good as anything on the market right now. That's the Blueprint. But, you know, when I get up into that sort of 5 iron, 6 iron, maybe even 4 iron, wow, what a combo we could possibly do with this. I think what you would end up seeing is maybe having 2 6 irons in the bag or 2 5 irons in the bag, i.e. it would say 5 iron on the bottom of your Blueprint, but it might say 5 iron on the bottom of your i500 because of the loft differences and the distance differences that you're going to get from them. But you know, I could definitely play that iron. It gives me a little bit more confidence because it's a little bit of a bigger profile, but that is as good as anything on the market right now. Put your comments down below. Have you tested these 2 irons? Are you playing any of these 2 irons? And would you kind of look at maybe comboing this set? I think it's a perfect kind of comboing opportunity with these 2 irons. Put your comments down below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Look forward to catching up with you soon. #AskDan.